Self-love is keeping your promises. But what do you do when you can't remember what you promised yourself? Hey, it's Coach Sean. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I support women who want to have the best life ever, whatever that means for you. And we do that through our intuition so we can live life to the fullest. So today I had this awesome opportunity to do some journaling that I always do and some writing. But one of the best things ever is that a poem came through. I love when divine love gives me a poem. But first, I had the question. The question that I posed myself through writing was, what was my sacred promises to myself or sacred promise? And I realized that within my self love journey, if I made promises to myself when I was 10, when I was 8, when I was 5, I may not have the conscious memory of that promise, that sacred contract with my higher self. And those promises may be hindering me in some way, shape, or form. And then I had this epiphany because I was just doing the journal writing. And I know at one point I used to say a lot of things. I promise I won't do this, and I promise I won't do that. And so part of myself and my higher self knows that I have broken promises to myself many of times. Even the small things, the little things like, oh, I promise I'm going to not have a donut today. And then the next day you have a donut, or you have a donut the following day. Or I promise I'm never going to kiss him again. I don't like him anymore. And then that person kisses you again. And sometimes you're an adult doing these things, and sometimes you're a child. But the promises that we create for ourselves and we make for ourselves, they are sacred. Our soul remembers those promises. And so in my journaling today, I ask Spirit, Divine Love, God to release me from the promises of my unknown self, the unknown self that I don't remember. And if I'm unable to be able to release those unknown promises, then please bring me into remembrance so I can either release them that way or I can rewrite the promises for myself. I don't know why this is coming up to a certain degree, but I do know that I did ask Spirit a couple of days ago to continue to help me release everything that I needed to release to get to the goals that I want to get to for 2026. Because I know my goals. Remember, they're finances, fitness, and fun. Those are my three areas of goals. When I say goals, my part of my value system for this year. And my word is scrumptious. And I have yet to have a download of what song is supposed to take me into 2026 when I really need to be like, And I'm okay with that as long as these poems keep becoming downloads for me because they're becoming everything for me. You never know. I may even put them in AI and they be a song for myself. But going back to self-love and promises, what are you promising yourself that you keep fighting and losing? It's a losing battle. And you don't need more self-discipline. You don't need more of that. You just need to unpromise the promises that don't serve you. And know that if you do make a mistake, you can erase it or you can just pivot and do something else. And I hate the word pivot. Why did I just use that? Oh, I want to really just take that word back because just don't like the word pivot. But anyway, you can shift and evolve into a different direction. It's like the spiral because I don't remember, you may not remember, you may not even seen the video because it was way back. So I did a video on spiraling, how we spiral down, how we spiral up, how we spiral left, and how we spiral to the right. And spiraling down does not necessarily mean something negative. It means sometimes that we need to get regrounded on a belief system, on an action that we need. And that's okay because being grounded means we can have more of a foundation in what we need to do. Now, what you don't want to do is spiral out of control. That's the key. So, promises, self love, spiraling up, owning who you are from now at a soul level, and making sure that your higher self or you two are in alignment because your higher self sees everything and you only see this much. And so we make a lot of promises in ignorance. And I don't want to be in ignorance when it comes to me in my soul. I don't want to grieve in any ignorance of anything, period, point blank. I will only want to grieve out of the lack of love, meaning that I had a love and it's been lost. And that's the only way that I want to grieve. I don't want to grieve myself because I'm going to always have self love. So I want to ask you, what promises have you made that you maybe don't even remember that your soul is trying to keep for yourself? Or that you have broken the promise, or you have not finished the condition of the promise, and that may be hindering you. That's what I want to ask you today. Have you take a time to journal on that and see what comes up? Are you living your best life ever because you've decided to, because you promised yourself to? And what does that look like for you? This is Coach Hunt. I love you guys so much. I also want to read part of the poem that I did for promises that came up in my writing. So forgive me if I look down a little bit. I'm going to put it on the screen, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And tell me which part is your favorite. So, unfilled promises, unnecessary promises, promises made from innocent fear, survival, or longing. How do you let go of promises you can't consciously recall? How do you allow yourself to remember before your bones grow cold? Unwanted promises you don't need to make, promises that still make your heart ache, promises that keep you grounded and guarded, promise that stopped you from loving fully, promises that kept your heart, your center, and your wholeness sealed. Your soul remembers, but you do not. How do you know when you made them? How do you unseal the letters? How do you unknown what you have once spoken? How do you unsay words that shaped you? How do you rewrite a promise so that you can release instead of restrain? How do you forgive yourself for the vows made in ignorance? How do you learn to live without creating binding promises at all? And maybe the deeper question for yourself and for me is, what if you don't have to remember every promise at all to release them? What if your willingness to choose love, especially self love, now is enough to dissolve what no longer serves us? You can create a new promise today, one not rooted in fear, one not born from survival, one that is anchored in your awareness, your self awareness. A promise to meet yourself with compassion, a promise to choose openness, and a promise to let love lead. That is our new promise to ourselves through self love. I hope you guys loved that and enjoyed it. If you are interested in being a part of my love experience that's coming up on March 22nd, February 22nd, while we're still in this love month, look in the description box, because love yourself in your own deliciousness is for you. It's bringing self love back into you in a somatic way. I look forward to seeing you in the place. And I love you guys so much. And I have your greatest interests at heart. Bye.